Hello and good evening to UPSCFEVER's India Yearbook 2016 series. We are going to start with chapter number 2 and chapter 3. Chapter 2 is on national symbols. So, introduction. National flag, the first symbol. I will be giving you notes and points to remember, and also at the end of this video there is a quiz. You have to complete that if you want to proceed to the next video. So chapter number 2, national symbols. First symbol is national flag. The width, the ratio of length to the width of the flag is 3:2. The flag design was first adopted on July 1947. You can see this is 3 and this is 2. The second national symbol is the national anthem, written by Rabindranath Tagore and sung for the first time in the Kolkata session of the Congress in 1911. The first stanza of the song in its Hindi version was adopted as the national anthem on 24th January 1950. The third symbol, the national emblem of India, you can see it here, Satyameva Jayate. The Sarnath lion capital of Emperor Ashok inspired the design of national emblem. It was adopted on 26th January 1950, and the words Satyameva Jayate, you can see here, are from Mundak Upanishad and written on it. The next symbol, the national song Vande Mataram, was written in Sanskrit by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and first sung during the 1896 Congress session. The next national symbol, the national calendar. It was adopted on 1957. The Shaka era calendar is our national calendar. The first month Chaitya falls on 22nd March or 21st March during leap years. Now the national animal symbols. The national animal of India is the Bengal tiger. The national bird is the Indian peacock. The national heritage animal is the Indian elephant. You have to note this. The national heritage animal. The national river is Ganga. The national tree is the banyan tree. And the national river animal or the national aquatic animal is the Ganges river dolphin. This was asked during UPSC 2016 preliminary exam. National aquatic animal. The national reptile is the Indian cobra. So this was the synopsis of chapter number 2 on national symbols. Chapter number 3 is on commerce of India. Commerce includes import, export, internal trade, external trade, but mostly on the foreign trade of India. The Department of Commerce is the center of attention in this chapter. The aim of the department is to create an enabling environment and infrastructure growth for exports. The Foreign Trade Policy 2015 to 2020 was also formulated and implemented by this department. The salient feature mentioned in this report, India was the founding member of the World Trade Organization in 1995. And it was also the first country to allow duty-free quota access to the least developed countries. So these are the important points to be noted here. As per the yearbook, Indian trade increased to 40% of the GDP, with exports becoming 16% of the gross domestic product. Export of goods and services account for 25% of the GDP. The top exports of India are petroleum products, gems, textiles, chemicals and agricultural products. So the top export of India to be noted is petroleum. The top import of India is petroleum, gems, chemicals, electronics and machinery. The top import is also petroleum. India is the 19th largest exporter of the world and the 12th largest importer of the world. China is the top exporter and USA is the top importer of the world. Services export of India are 3.2% of the world, making it the 8th largest country in terms of service exports. And in terms of imports, it is the 10th largest in the world. USA is the top services exporter and importer in the world. Trade scenario of India is being described here. The Indian exports were mainly concentrated in the Asian continent. 49% of the total imports went there. Then 19% of the total imports went to North and South America combined, and 18% of the imports went to Europe. To be noted here, America, USA, had 13.7% of India's exports, followed by United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, China, and Saudi Arabia. 59% of Indian imports were from Asia, 16% from Europe, and 13% from American continent. Among individual countries, China had 13% of India's import. Then in next, Indian imports came from Saudi Arabia, followed by UAE and Switzerland. To be noted here, guar gum is the largest export of the farm sector of India. Guar gum is used as an important constituent in the shale gas industry. This question was asked in the 2015 UPSC prelims. Next is the government schemes of FTP, that is the foreign trade policy. All the export related schemes are now clubbed into a single scheme, which is known as the Merchandise Exports from India scheme. Under this scheme, when an exporter exports any item, he gets a scrip or a chit. That chit has a value based on the percentage of the exported consignment, and this chit can be traded in the market or can be used to payment of import duties or taxes on imported inputs by the exporter. So there are categories of exporters. You can see here. One star export house who has exported 3 million US dollars, 2-star exporters, and up to 5-star export houses. These are for exporters of goods, but there are also exporters of services. So for exporters of services, there is a single scheme, Services Exports from India scheme. Under this, any service provider who exports services from India shall get a duty scrip with the value 3 to 5% of the net foreign exchange earned from exporting that service. So this duty credit scrip can be used to pay for imports or any other duties or taxes of India. Next is the Doha Round of WTO. The deadlock of ministerial talks of WTO has been since 2001, but in the Bali round, which is the 9th ministerial round, a breakthrough was achieved. And two important decisions were taken that impacted India. One was the public stockholding on food security, and the second was the trade facilitation agreement. Under the public stockholding norms, India's food security mission was threatened. But after negotiations, it was decided that no country will be penalized for violating this public stockholding norm till a solution was found. And due to this agreement, India signed the Trade Facilitation Agreement. A description of the special economic zones. Asia's first special economic zone was in Kandla, Gujarat. It was started in 1965. Currently, there are 202 SEZs, 114 are IT SEZs, and the remaining are multi-product or sector-specific. Total units employed in them are 4,100. It is to be noted that units set inside an SEZ are treated as non-resident Indian units in terms of taxation. So they are exempt from paying taxes for like corporate tax or import or export duty on any of the goods that they sell outside India. However, if these SEZ units sell any item within the country, then they will be treated as any other unit and they will have to pay the full taxes. The aim of creating these SEZs is promoting domestic and foreign investments, developing quality infrastructure, increasing exports, and increasing jobs. Finally, the shipping and port related improvements given in this chapter. The government has considered increasing the share of direct port delivery of goods or containers. The cost of keeping the containers at the ports currently for these importers is rupees 10,000, which includes logistic cost, inventory cost, transaction cost. So per day rupees 10,000 is costing to the importers of goods. So the government has decided to start direct port delivery of containers to clients. Thus, direct port delivery will facilitate cost savings and promote ease of doing business. Also, the new developments in the shipping and port related sectors are given in this chapter. The Central Board of Excise and Customs has started IceGate. It is a single e-commerce portal for both registration of importers and exporters. Along with that, they have also started SWIFT, which stands for Single Window Interface for Facilitating Trade. And all the ports have been asked to migrate from paper-based system to electronic data interchange. So this will reduce the forms and the processing time, and it will in turn help in increasing the trade of India. All this is being done to promote ease of doing business. So that was it. As we'll just recall what we have learned. In chapter number 2, we saw national flag. The width to length is 3 by 2. The national anthem, Jana Gana Mana, written by Rabindranath Tagore. The national emblem, Sarnath Lion Capital. The national song, Vande Mataram. National calendar, the Saka era calendar. The national animal of India, Bengal tiger. The national tree is the banyan tree. The national bird is the peacock. The national aquatic animal is the Ganges river dolphin. The national reptile is the Indian cobra. And then we saw the chapter number 3. In that the salient points were India being the founding member of World Trade Organization in 1995 and the first country to allow duty-free, quota-free access to its markets to the least developed countries of the world. The top exports of India are petroleum products and the top imports are also petroleum products. Then we saw that majority of the exports and imports of the country are from the Asian region. USA is the top importer of Indian products, whereas India imports mainly from China. 13% of Indian goods import are from China. From the farm sector, we learned that guar gum, which was used in the shale gas industry, is the largest export of Indian farm sector. Then finally, the Doha Round talks. The Bali Round, which was the 9th ministerial round, saw a breakthrough and two important decisions were taken. One was the public stock holding of food security and second the agreement on trade facilitation. India adopted this trade facilitation agreement. Next we saw special economic zones, which are places where units are built. Units come to these SEZs to export their goods and in return no taxes are applied on them. So these SEZs were created to promote exports and create jobs and promote investments, etc. Asia's first SEZ was in Kandla in 1965. Then finally we ended with shipping related improvements. So three important improvements are there. One is Ice Gate, which was built by the Central Board of Excise and Customs as an e-commerce portal. Second improvement was Swift, single window interface for facilitating trade, also built by the same Central Board of Excise and Customs. Lastly, electronic data interchange is now being mandatorily done in all the ports. You can see here the main ports of the country. There are total 12. Majority are on the on the western coast, and some are on the eastern coast. In terms of minor ports, Maharashtra leads. It has 48 of the 200 minor ports of India. And then we saw that the government is aiming to increase direct port delivery of containers. That will help us in improving ease of doing business rankings. We'll see what is ease of doing business rankings in the further videos. Thank you. So if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to it, and don't forget to visit UPSCFEVER.com, our website, India's #1 website for competitive exam preparation. Here you can also see the India Yearbook series. All the chapters of the yearbook have been covered here from A to Z. All are available free of cost. We saw today the national symbols and the Indian commerce chapters, and will continue in this manner. So thank you. Best of luck.